Today I'm going to show you how I make my chicken curry. It could be chicken, lamb, beef, whatever you want it to be, but chicken obviously cooks a lot quicker, so it's a really good whip up meal. So my secret is the spices, of course, but also the extra little veggies I sneak in. Even though my teenagers are nearly not teenagers anymore, I still have to sneak the veggies in. So what I do is blitz it all in the thermi. So you can see I've got, what have I got? I've got a whole board full of veggies here. Mushroom, capsicum, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, carrot. It practically fills, it actually does, fill the bowl. So that might take a little effort to get those blitzed down. I've got my pot, it's a cast iron pot, so you heat it slowly so it doesn't burn. So a good spoonful of coconut oil, because that's gonna do the spices, and so that's just heating through there. So let's blitz these veggies. So that's all blitzed up to the max. I am going to hide that in my sauce. Well, not hide it, I'll tell them, they know what I do. So that is warm now, so let's get the onions on the go. I'll tell you what I've done with the spices. There's about 9 or 10 spices that I use in my mix, and it's just a mixture of what I've come up with through different recipes that I've read. You could use a pre-mixed curry powder if you like, but make sure it's organic and it hasn't got any numbers or fillers, anti-caking agents, things like that. So what I do is I measure it all out. It's like a teaspoon of each. But while I measure out one for this batch, I measure out another for the next batch, so I don't have to pull them all out again. You could do 3 or 4 and sit them out. That jar's ready for the next time I do this curry. So the onions are kind of softened a little, become a little translucent, as they say in the recipe books, and I'm going to just plop that spice mix in there with the coconut oil and the onions and just fry that off a bit. You can tell when the onion's cooked because it loses that raw smell, so just look for that, and you can tell when your spices are cooked because you will smell them. They smell roasted, beautiful. Now I will plonk my veggies. You can obviously do this without veggies if you want, and just have some salad or something on the side. Mix all those beautiful spices through, and we just need to add some salt. So for about 1 kilo of meat, I start with a teaspoon. I've got a lot of veggies there, so I'm going to go 1.5 teaspoons of Himalayan salt. Now I add a can of coconut cream. AM is the best brand in my opinion, and lots of other people. It's got the thickest cream, the highest amount of actual coconut flesh. If you don't like coconutty, then use a tin of tomatoes and make it a tomatoey saucy one. Also, I put in some tomato paste, but you could use tomato puree or you could put a tin of tomatoes. So about 3 tablespoons, and that's what gives it a nice colour too. 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, puree, tin tomatoes, whatever you like. So it looks pretty ordinary as it is. It looks like really bad baby food, but I'm okay with that. It'll look good once it's all cooked down. So that's 1 kilo of chicken thighs. Chicken thighs have better flavour, don't dry out, you can't overcook them, they don't go stringy. There's a little bit of chicken fat on there so that you've got some good healthy fats from the chicken. I'm going to let that come to the boil, and then I'll turn it down and leave it there for probably half an hour or more. Depends on the veggies, so if you didn't put veggies in, then it wouldn't need as long because they'll need to really soften down. So the chicken curry has been simmering away there for probably a bit over half an hour because I went and did some other things. Veggies should have cooked down nicely and the flavours really enhanced. So let's have a look. can see there the colours have come out a little bit nicer. The veggies you can't even really see, but they form all part of the sauce. And the chicken should be nicely cooked. We'll test it for salt, then it's ready to serve up.